Hello, everyone. Hope you're doing well. Welcome to Don White's Thursday night show. We'll be starting around 7:05 tonight, so come on in, get relaxed, get settled in. We'll be with you shortly.
Hello, everyone. Hey, hi, everybody. So welcome to Thursday night with Don White. Here we are again. I'm looking over here. I see we are represented by this great continent of ours. Let's see, Nebraska, Colorado, Toronto, New Mexico. It's a truly North American experience here. We even have New Jersey in the house tonight. Well, I am here tonight to just get started with you. I'm just going to tell you how the night lays out for those of you that are new. Because we're streaming to Facebook and to YouTube, but those of us that are in the Zoom part of this, and those of you over there can come over with us if you like, or you can stay where you are. But over here, we like it to be a little interactive, and that's why I like Zoom, so I can hear a little laughter and applause and all of that. So the way we do that is we ask you to raise your hand if you feel like you're in a relatively quiet place, a place where you feel like we can unmute you. So I can probably get to you by seeing you and raise your hand, but it's better for me if you raise your hands in the um, by using the participants window. So down the bottom of the page, you'll see a participants window, two torsos, and if you click on that, it'll open up a window, and in that window will be a blue hand. Maybe Brian will, and if you click that blue hand, then we know that, and then that also keeps you in one place where if it gets noisy, we can mute you or unmute you. So that way we've got now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people there. So anybody who couldn't figure that out, let me look at you now. Just raise your hand up and we'll find you. So everybody's good, Chandler. Let's. Okay, so Chris Chandler is feels like he's in a quiet place, Brian, if you just want to keep him unmuted. So here's the little thing for those of you that want to take another look at it. There's the participant windows down the bottom. If you click on that, it gives you this big open screen, and down the bottom is the blue hand. And if you click on that, that's how you raise your hand. So now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people unmuted. And just to see how this works, I'm going to count to three, and then you all pretend I just said the funniest thing you ever heard and laugh hysterically, okay? 1, 2, 3, go ahead. There you go. It's a truly interactive experience here. So don't take it personal if you get muted during the thing. Sometimes there's noise coming from your place that you can't hear. It's a fan kicking on or something like that. Um, but uh, but anyway, that's the way we do it here. And I see my friend Sarah from California is here, so we can start. Because once Sarah gets here, we know we can start. So the way that this thing lays out, and when Sarah comes in, Brian, be sure to unmute her because we can't. She teaches everybody how to be a fantastic Zoom audience member. All right, so the way this night is going to lay out is I'm going to introduce you to Jim Tiernan from Flint, who the Flint Folk Music Society. He's going to talk to you a little bit about what's going on with them and what they've done for all these years in Flint, Michigan, which, by the way, just got their first. Today's the day they got their first settlement for that horrible water thing that happened with them there. So it's a good day to be celebrating Flint, Michigan today, I think. And then he's going to introduce our opening act, and she's going to play a song. She'll introduce me. I'll play till about 8:20, and then we will have an after party if you want to hang around. We get some special guests popping in to play a few songs, and then you never know what's going to happen there. So that's the way the night lays out. So Brian, if you're ready, can you please spotlight our friend Jim from the Flint Folk Music Society? How about a round of applause for him, all those of you with the blue hands up?
Unmute yourself. Well, thanks, Don. As you said, I'm Jim McTiernan. I'm president of this small community group called the Flint Folk Music Society. And like most of the folk music societies around, we're always
looking for something to do, and this seems like a good thing to do. We're really excited about partnering with Don here and getting into the high-tech age, since that's our only option. But the Flint, just briefly, the Flint Folk Music Society has been around for 21 years. We run a concert series and festival, summer festival. We brought in hundreds of people, and we've had Don in several times, so we know what to expect. I'm sure you probably do too. The thing with our audience is they love live music, and I'm sure we all would rather have live music than what the world has left us with right now. But we'll make the best of it. And I think that at least we're doing something. The music keeps going, and someday we'll all be able to get together in the same room, and we'll invite Don in, and he'll actually get to shake our hands, which we can't do now. Give us a hug, which we can't do now. But the future is out there, so they say. This is what we have. We'll make the best of it. There is an opportunity, a good side to this, and that's that, as Don has mentioned, several of you are not from Flint, Michigan, and you're probably happy about that many days. But it does give us an opportunity to reach a wider audience. We plan on, as long as the pandemic is as it is, doing more of these streaming shows. So we hope you follow us on Facebook, and we have a website. It'll show you what we're doing, and you can sign up for our mailing list if you'd like to get things more personally. So I am really lucky. I get to, we can't right now, not only can't we bring live performers in, we can't bring performers in from Canada, and we can't go there either. I don't know if they've, dynamited the bridges yet or not, but it's my pleasure to, in a virtual streaming way, bring a Toronto-based singer-songwriter that I think you're going to really love. And she's going to do the opening song and then join us later for the song swap. And her name is Shauna Capsey. And I will get out of the way and let you listen to a really wonderful performer.
Thank you so much. My computer booted me out, so I hope you guys can see and hear me now.
Yes, there you are. There you go.
You never know what's going to happen with your internet connection. Thank you so much for having me here. It's really nice to see other human beings. I'm here in Toronto, Canada, and I've been in this little apartment for the past 5 months. So that's the longest I've been here, probably since I moved in years ago. So I'm going to play you a song that's a true story for a great venue down the street from where I live in Toronto. And this is a time where we got to support our venues. So this is called The Devil's Rolling Pin. Oh, hang on. All right. I had to fix the settings when I got back in. It was one of those days in the dark when the world's made a terrible mark on my softened skin that I covered up after the fact. It was cold and I thought, said I'm never gonna leave this spot, and I got down low like the place was under attack. And the March wind was a trickster, he was cooking up a mixture, all the winter left there on the shelf. I was shaking in my cotton shirt, complaining how my body hurt, staying at home, feeling sorry for myself. Put on your shoes, it's up to you. Move your feet, it's gonna do you in. You can lie down when you're dead, said the voice in the back of my head. I don't wanna live under the devil's rolling pin. Well, there's a club at the end of the block, and the beer list's written in chalk, and I walked in like I was going back for more. And I said, is this seat taken? I fear my back is breaking. And the thin man at the table said, it's yours. That high and lonesome sound, those guys were picking hounds, weaving in and out of the microphone stands. We raised mason jar to Scruggs, tore up that old bar rug. My ice cold bones didn't bother me so bad. Put on your shoes, it's up to you. You gotta move your feet or the demon's gonna do you in. You can lie down when you're dead, said the voice in the back of my head. I don't wanna live under the devil's rolling pin. Well, the wholesome rugged band had the whole room in their hands when they said goodnight. We hollered, play one more, and everyone was feeling fine. They did the last one double time. Couldn't believe I hadn't been this way before. Put on your shoes, it's up to you. You gotta move your feet or the demon's gonna do you in. You can lie down when you're dead, said the voice in the back of my head. I don't wanna live under the devil's rolling pin. No, I don't wanna live under the devil's rolling pin. I don't wanna live under the devil's rolling pin.
Woo!
Woo!
All right. Woo!
Way to go, Shauna.
Thank you, Shauna. Woo!
Oh yes, my next job is to introduce the very wonderful Dawn White, who we're all here to see.
Hi.
Woo! All right, Dawn.
Thank you, Shauna. That was awesome. So Shauna's information is in the chat if you want to check her out, and she's going to join us in the after party and the little song swap that we're doing. We're so glad that you're here. Our first international person. There you are, right there. And yeah. So welcome everybody. It's so good to see you all. Thanks for coming, and let's. Not sure what to do here. I should know. I was on the highway, I was cruising along, decided to put my seatbelt on. A minute later, baby, would you believe a Big Mac truck crashed into me? I told the policeman that it was okay. He said, your seatbelt saved your life today. The ambulance driver, the EMTs, they all started singing this song to me. Said it's a great day to not be dead. Shoo-doo-wah, shoo-wah, shoo-wah. To not cave in your windshield with your head. Cave in your windshield with your head. You're an ugly man, but if that occurred, believe me, you would be even uglier. And it's a great day to not be dead. Shoo-doo-wah, shoo-wah, shoo-wah. You know, a long time ago, I saw a story on my TV set about a guy whose wife brought a knife to bed. Anybody old enough to remember that guy? Oh, what was his name? Yell it out. Mr. Bobbitt, that's right. Well, 1 hour later, as the story goes, a part of his anatomy was laying by the road. Well, my sassy wife looked over and she smiled at me. She started singing this song, told me, she said, hey, it is a great day to not be dead. Shoo-doo-wah, shoo-wah, shoo-wah. To not have your wife bring a knife with her to bed. Shoo-doo-wah, chop, chop, whoa. She said, I yell, I scream, I complain a lot, but at least I haven't cut no body parts off, and it's a great day to not be dead. Shoo-doo-wah, shoo-wah, shoo-wah. You know, not cutting body parts off is a pretty good quality in a wife, really, when you think about it. If you're in one of the squares and you're with somebody that you've been with any length of time and you're still put together anatomically the same way you were when you first met, I don't think it's inappropriate to say thank you. Oh, look, we're having a little tender moments in square number 15, square number 22. Well, I thought about my car crash and my close call. Then I started getting sentimental. I said I love this house, I love you guys. I even love my rusty old car outside. And I'm so happy to be alive with you. Let's do all the things we always said that we would do. 'Cause it's a great day. It is a great day. It is a great day. It is a great day. It's a great day to not be dead. Thank you and welcome.
All right, Don.
Hey, Don, just check. Are you on the right sound setting?
Yep.
Thank you.
Okay. Yep. But thank you, everybody. So, my friend Shannon and Tim are coming in from New Mexico, and she said that her mom is joining in, and I said, well, then I have to behave myself, and she said, no, my mom's an old hippie, so I'm going to play this song for mom out there. This song is called Woodstock Memories, and it's really it's for people that are young and foolish enough to to take seriously what old hippies say about the way it used to be. It's really for young people, just cleverly disguised as being for old hippies. Here we go. Hope you like it. Oh, and you also have to know who Ram Dass was in order to get this. So that usually eliminates a good hunk of the audience. But I can see some some people. I see several squares over there that are like got some incense going, and I think that perhaps that they know the Ram Dass thing. And here we go. Jenny's grandma went to Woodstock in 1969. She keeps her ticket stub and a chunk of mud at her house in the little shrine. She was always the girl in the hippie dress twirling at the shows by the Grateful Dead. If you ask her about it, man, you better sit down, Grandma will talk the ears right off your head. If you get her talking about the Grateful Dead, Summer of Love, or the Kool-Aid acid test. Jenny was always in her glory when she could hear the stories from her grandma's hippie friends about peace and love, taking care of one another, how great it all was back then. And at night she would dream of being on the bus with Keezy, seeing Jimmy in '69. But when she wasn't dreaming, she always had the feeling that somehow she'd been born in the wrong time. You know, you should have been 20 in 1969. All the gray-haired hippies say that all the time. But the cool grandchildren of the cool young women who danced in the Woodstock mud are sleeping on the beach in Montezuma, Costa Rica, having all kind of fun, singing, there's only 1 minute, if you're not living in it, it's never coming back again. Love you, Grandma, but Baba Ram Dass never said, be there then. It is gonna take a big leap of faith if you really wanna find your tribe. And those were the first words Jenny heard in a song that she found online. And that summer she drove all the way to Minnesota to the Shangri-La Festival. And there they all were, all the people like her who grew up believing that they were all alone. They said, hey girl, welcome home. Because the cool grandchildren of the cool young women who danced in the Woodstock mud are driving down the road all the way to Minnesota, having all kind of fun, singing Jimmy and Jerry are dead and buried and they're never coming back again. I love you, Grandma, but Baba Ram Dass never said, be there then. Jenny's grandma went to Woodstock in 1969. And since then she believed there was never going to be a better time, and that's alright. But if you don't take your big leap of faith and get out there and find your scene, it will pass you by while you are trying to find your grandma's long gone Woodstock memories. her Woodstock memories. While the cool grandchildren of the cool young women who danced in the Woodstock mud are living on the beach in Montezuma, Costa Rica, having all kind of fun, singing, there's only 1 minute if you're not living in it, it's never coming back again. Love your grandma, but Baba Ram Dass never said, never said, never said, never said, never said be there then. There you go.
Woo! Thank you, Don.
You're welcome. Thank you. And so, so Brian, there's some folks that we sort of muted because they were noisy, but periodically, if you don't mind, just sort of unmuting them and just keeping an eye on them. Sometimes they're only noisy for a second, but I like to have as many as we can unmuted there, and just keep an eye on them. Anybody else who's new to the Zoom part of this thing, raise your hand, or your little blue hand there in the participants window, and we'll unmute you if you think you're in a quiet place and you can participate here. So I'm going to tell a story now. This is a story about my dad. I want to tell this story. This is in a week, a week from Monday, I'm going to be doing one of these things for a storytelling festival out of Kentucky called the Cave Run Storytelling Festival. So we want to get this one going a little bit. Let's see. In a week, a Monday, a week from. Wow, that's pretty good. Oh, so I'm hearing myself. That's the most frightening thing that can happen to me. All right, so here we go. This is a story about my dad. My dad, Larry White, was a cigarette smoking, whiskey drinking, gin rummy playing, talk out the side of your mouth, 40 years at the General Electric, steel worker, rigger, crane man, manly man. If I ever brought him to a folk concert on Zoom, his molecules wouldn't hold together. He would just shake his head and walk away, right? Because he was too much for him. He never did one thing he was supposed to do in order to live a long time. He hadn't cracked a sweat since the 50s. He hadn't eaten a vegetable since World War II. He hadn't, he just ate red bloody meat and smoked cigarettes with no filters on them and just kept living. One of my last good conversations with him, he said to me, Donnie, that's the way he talked, Donnie, I found a new fried clam place. I'm like, Dad, what did your doctor say about eating fried clams? He's like, my doctor? I'm like, yeah. The one that told me to stop eating fried clams? I'm like, yeah. He died 20 years ago. He goes, you want to live to be 82? Come on, let's go get some greasy fried food. And so that was my dad. My dad was that way. And we live here in Boston, so Boston is, I don't know what people think of us, but some of it is true. The true part about us is that if we're picking on you, that means we like you, and if we're quiet, you really should leave. Those are the two things that you need to know about us. And so in my family, that's the way we were. We were always ribbing each other and picking on each other and all of that. And my dad, so the story I want to tell you about is one day I went to my dad's house. I was in my 40s, and I went over there and I was picking on him, just teasing him the way that we do, just what I thought was within the realm of what we do. But I made him mad at me. I was talking about his child rearing skills, or lack thereof, I guess, and I hit a nerve with him, and he gave me this look. And some of you have got a good screen good enough, I want to just channel him for a minute, because he was a steel worker, wide-chested, tougher than me on multiple levels, right? Multiple levels. He was stronger and tougher than me. And I said something, and it made him mad, right? Hit a nerve, and he looked at me like this, like... And man, I'm telling you, it put a chill through me. I knew I was over my head, that I had crossed the line, and he was going to educate me, and there was going to be nothing I could do about it. My dad was a observer of people. He was a card player. He was a bartender. And he could read people. If he was at a table and one person was lying to another person, he would zone in on that person and look for a tell. And when when this guy's lying, his voice changes a little, he twitches a little bit, and he would take that information, and put it in his ass pocket. That's what he'd say. He'd say, Donnie, I put this. That's the way he talked, because he smoked cigarettes from the time he was 13 till he died. Donnie, I found, I take this tell and I put it in my ass pocket. And what that I'll translate that for you. Ass pocket is a 1940s brickyard term for database. So he'd take his information, and put it in his, and 10 years later he'd be doing business with you, and he'd see you twitch or something, he'd be like, what? This person's lying, I know it. And that's how he navigated the world. So here I am. I already crossed the line with him. I made him mad at me, and he was going to educate me, and he had 40 years of data in his ass pocket database on me. He had been studying me and gathering this information from the day I was born. It was like I was so overmatched in this situation, it wasn't even funny. I felt like a pantomime, like this is stuck, like I help, somebody help me, put up a sign, help me, right? I couldn't get away. And he said to me, did you have a bicycle when you were a kid? I go, I had a bicycle, you bought it for me. He goes, did you ride around the town on your bicycle with your friends? I go, as a matter of fact, I did. He goes, I'm happy for you. I always wanted a bicycle when I was a kid. But my father left me when I was 13 years old. I was the oldest person in the family, so I had to go to work, and I'd go to Sabanti's bakery at 3 a.m. and make muffins and biscuits, and then go to school, and then come back after school and go to work for 2 or 3 hours. And when I was 13 years old, and I would see other kids riding their bikes and laughing and having fun, he goes, but I never got to do that. He goes, but you got to do that, and I'm so happy for you. I go, okay. And then he says to me, have you ever been cold? I go, I see what you're doing. He goes, have you ever been cold? I go, no. He goes, I was cold. He goes, my mother used to put the Jell-O next to my bed at night because it was colder in my bedroom than it was in the icebox. He said, but now I think about it, there's always been oil in the furnace, and the radiator's always been warm, and you have never been cold 1 minute in your life. And you had a bicycle to ride around on with your friends. I am so happy for you. Well, I started out like 5'8" in this thing, but now he's like systematically, surgically whittled me down to about the size of a Ken doll now. And I used to be sitting at the kitchen table, but now I'm not tall enough. I'm standing on the chair and just peeking above the tabletop like this, having been whittled down via 40 years of ass pocket data and a surgical razor just to diminish me, right? So now it's got dark. It's dusk. And he was standing in the doorway of the living room looking in the kitchen. So now he came into the kitchen, and it's dark now. And he walks past me, and he goes to the refrigerator. And he opens the refrigerator up into this dark room. So the refrigerator light silhouettes his big Irish head. It made him look like some sort of like brickyard religious icon, right? You could almost hear the refrigerator going, oh! He's having like a religious experience here, watching my dad's big Irish head silhouetted by the refrigerator light there in the kitchen. And he starts talking to the milk and the eggs, right? And he goes back to me. You're not looking at me, he's just talking to the milk. He's like, have you ever been hungry? And I'm like, no, Dad, I've never been hungry. It's like, I was hungry. We ate mayonnaise sandwiches for days. He said, my mother used the same tea bag for 10 cups of tea. He goes, but you, never hungry, never cold, and you had a bicycle to ride around on with your friends. I am so happy for you. So now I'm like the size of a mouse, and he turns around and he's going to finish me off. what do they say? What do they call it? You have to stick the landing. He was going to stick the landing. Like, this was like a master class in how to surgically educate somebody into never speaking to you the way that they just did again, right? This was a master class in this. And as he was walking over to me, I was thinking about how smart he was. Like, he could have called me names. I'm sure he thought of a dozen names to call me: ungrateful, unappreciative, jerk, all that, right? I'm sure they all went through his mind. But when you yell at somebody, that person can defend themselves because they're not. What happens is when you're being yelled at, you're not defending yourself against the point the person is making. You're defending yourself against being yelled at. And so that makes yelling at somebody a really ineffective way to change their behavior. He was way past that. He just like surgically just dismantled me. He just was like asking me questions. Did you ever do this? Did you have this? Oh, I'm happy for you. Did you have that? Were you ever cold? Oh, that's nice for you. Like that. And so little by little, I couldn't defend myself because if he was yelling at me, all I would be thinking about would be stop yelling at me, right? I can defend that. But he wanted to make sure that I was educated. So then he walked over to me, leaned over to me close, right? And he said, look, which, by the way, in my town of Lynn, Massachusetts, which is a kind of a factory, brickyard town, when somebody tougher than you leans close to you and says, look, usually your life is in jeopardy at that point. That's what happens just before somebody pummels you, generally speaking, right? So he comes over close, he leans up to me, goes, look, you can say whatever you want about how I raised you. He goes, you can't hurt me. I'm a full-grown man. I went to war. He goes, there's nothing you can say that's going to hurt me, and there's nothing you can say that's going to make me stop loving you. I am so far past all of that. He goes, but you need to know something, and I can't believe that you're 40 years old and I have to explain this to you, but I'm going to do it. He goes, when I was a kid, this life that you had, never hungry, never cold, had a bicycle to ride around on, could laugh and have joy with your friends, didn't have to go to work at 13 years old, and never stop work until you retired at 65. This life that you had with all of these things in it, I'm telling you the truth now. Not only did I not have it, but I didn't know it was possible. It would have been beyond my ability to dream of this life that you are criticizing me for giving you. So now you need a microscope to find me. I have been reduced to dust particles, basically, right, through this master class. And then he's got a package of ham and cheese in his hands now, and he's going to finish me off. He walks over to me, and he drops the ham and cheese in front of me. He didn't slam it. That would have been too dramatic, right? It was perfect. Just loud enough to make a little bam. He goes, bam! You look hungry. Make a sandwich. And he walked in the living room. And sat in his recliner, the big, the dad chair like this, with this big grin on his face, thinking to himself, that's how you do that. All right, that's my story. I hope you liked it.
Way to go, Don.
Ham and cheese, mic drop, Larry.
Say that again?
Ham and cheese, mic drop, Larry.
He's saying ham and cheese, mic drop. That's right.
Oh, my.
All right. Because I love you all, and some of you come here every week, let me play something for you that isn't finished, but I've been working on. I'm only good for one song a year, if that. And I'm gonna play just something that I'm working on. And this is just for you guys, right? But it'll wind up on YouTube, and the whole world will see it. But you know what's amazing about Facebook and YouTube? Not how many people see you. That's not the amazing part. It's amazing how many people do not see you. So I have no fear of this thing being out there. But I've been writing this, and I just wanna show it to you. Here. I hope this is as good as I think it's gonna be. But you know what? You get swept up in it when you write something, Shauna. You know this. All the songwriters. You think everything you're writing is great, but the world tells you later whether it is or not. So I don't want any comments on this. I'm just putting it out here. I'm too fragile to hear anything about this now. All right, here we go. You were taught by your world that being kind and empathetic were the kind of things that made a person weak. They said push and grab and fight every minute of your life. Trample those between you and what you believe you need. But from the moment you were born, in your heart there was a song you could hear through all the years of fear and insecurity, singing cruelty's always weak, but love and empathy can save your soul from a life of selfishness and greed. Remember, gentle is the strongest thing to be. It's not the color of your eyes, it's not that hypnotizing smile, it's not any of the many things that everyone can see. No, it's the way you always knew what they told you wasn't true. It's how you made yourself the person that they taught you not to be. That's what makes you beautiful. That's what makes you beautiful. That's what makes you beautiful to me. What do you think?
I like it. I like it. Keep it.
Love it.
Should I finish it? Should I work on it so it's done? Oh, good.
Yes, please.
Great new song.
Yes, please.
You know what? When you so there's a fair amount of songwriters here. One of the things about songwriting is that if you get a good idea and you get it halfway done, I feel the pressure, man. At that point, I'm like, man, I have to. How I tie this thing up has to be worthy of what I have already, and it's intimidating. Like it's gonna take me a month to finish this thing. And the other thing I want to say is that, I think I was born to be a guy who wrote books, really, and so I just was forced into songwriting because I had no time, So all my songs are like these novels that are crammed into like song space, but I'm so sick of it. It's so exhausting. The next song I'm going to write, I'm going to give myself a prompt. I'm going to say, this song is going to be as simple, as basic as possible. So I'm going to write a song. It's going to be like this. I love you, baby. Show me that thing. Boom chaka wang wang. Boom chaka wang. And I promise you, it'll be the most popular song I ever wrote. It'll be like, I love your novellas, but really, can we have a little more boom chaka wang wang? That's what makes the world go round. All right.
To hear what that's going to sound like when you...
All right. I haven't played this for a long time, so this song I wrote, and then I went to Michigan actually and produced a big version of it with big. I mean, it's spent a lot of money on it with David Barrett, who's quite a good producer out there, and I'm going to give it to an organization called Learn to Cope, and it's an organization that supports the people who love someone with a drug habit. So it's not a support group for addicts, it's a support group for the people who love them. And so this is called For the Loved Ones of the Lost Ones. I hope I can remember how to do it. Then I promise I'll be funny after this. But this one is going to be conspicuously not funny. They were not just statistics, our children had names. Don't say they were junkies, and they all are the same, 'cause they each had potential to do something great, until heroin stole that potential away. And now we are the loved ones that they left behind, and we keep the memories of them alive, and we speak the words that they want to say to all of you who are still using today. In the name of our daughters, in the name of our sons, in the name of all the beautiful lost ones we love, behind all your sorrow, behind your despair, we see only the light that's still shining in there. Each morning at the moment I open my eyes, and the weight of my loss crashes down on my life. I remember the night that my son came to me and spoke comforting words to me in a dream. He said, don't give up on those with sad, broken lives. Tell them you still see the light in their eyes. Offer them help and hope every day, and I will be there beside you each step of the way. In the name of our daughters, in the name of our sons, please take this help so you might be the one who gets clean and comes back here with all that it takes to help us save these broken angels in this place. We can save these broken angels, save these broken angels, save these broken angels, for the loved ones of the lost ones. Save these broken angels, save these broken angels, save these broken angels, for the loved ones of the lost ones. For the loved ones of the lost ones, 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 for the loved ones of the lost ones.
Thank you, Dawn. That was beautiful.
Ooh,
Oh,
Thank you.
beautiful.
beautiful.
Thank you.
Oh, you said this guy was funny. What the hell was that?
Yeah.
Ouch.
How was the comedy show on Zoom? It was the worst comedy show I ever went to. All right. You know, just to kick back, you know, just to expand on that a little bit. In this town that I'm in, my daughter's generation, graduating class of 2000, has been completely decimated by heroin. Completely. That was the year 2000 when the big pharma pumped all the OxyContin into the world. Those kids, 16 and 17 years old, there was not one medicine cabinet in any of their friends' house that didn't have 100 oxys in it. You remember those days where you go get a toothache and they give you 100 OxyContin, right? Well, that now my daughter, I believe she told me that there's been 30 overdoses or suicides from her graduating class. That's in the year 2000. So it's real here. You know, I mean, I don't want to bum everybody out. We got enough to be bummed out about in this
Thanks a
world.
lot.
But here you go. You know, if you got you know, you don't have to go far in your world to find somebody who's got a kid or a mother or somebody with the problem. So let's try to do something about it. You can't fix it, but you can do something. All right. So I'm going to play 2 songs and then we're going to take a break. And the break is going to be 2 minutes and 35 seconds. It's not an intermission. What it is a chance for us to put a little screen up here to say that if you are having fun and you're in a position to spend a little money, we're kind of passing the hat, right? And so the money will be split with the Folk Society, and some of it will go to the Dawn White Family Ramen Noodle Fund. Very important fund. My wife is a big advocate for it. And so 2 songs, and then we'll do that. And then I'll come back and play till about 8:20. And if anybody's here after that, we'll have a little song circle. We'll have the song circle whether you're here or not. But Sarah, is the song circle worth hanging around for?
It is. Woo! Don't leave.
Definitely. Yes.
Don't want to miss it. Woo!
Build it up. We'll put pressure on these artists, right? That's right. Pressure's on, Shauna. You know how it is. All right. All right, so here, that's the serious take on the on artificial stimulants. Here's the not so serious take on it. In this town now, Lynn, Massachusetts, and in Michigan too, the weed is legal. And I'm okay with weed being legal. I'm glad it's legal. I don't use it myself, but go ahead, have fun. Do whatever you want. It's better than taking opiates. Go ahead, have at it. You know, it used to be legal here. I mean, kind of quasi-legal. Do you know what I mean? Like, you had to get your doctor to lie about it for you. Like, Don has glaucoma and early stage glaucoma, and he's got some anxiety. He needs some, you know, Hawaiian weed for this problem, right? And so, but now you just walk in a store and buy it, which is great. I'm good. Great. Again, don't smoke it, but glad it's legal. Here's the issue. In this town now, you can't go anywhere and not smell it. Like, joggers are having to go right from, they start their jog out, then they go right to detox because they drink so much weed in this town. It's coming out of churches and kindergartens and like police cars. It's everywhere. You can't do anything about it. And that's not even my concern. I don't even care about that. My concern is I like conversation. You know, I like reading. I like talking to people who can remember what I say to them. And those of us who like that, I believe that we're in for like a stoner zombie apocalypse. I think that's what's going to happen. And we're going to have to go underground to like speakeasies. We're going to have speakeasies for coherent conversation. We're going to call them Speak Coherently Easies. That's what I'm saying. And so everybody is on board with this and everybody loves it. It's just like me to be on the other side of every trend. But here we go. Again, I'm glad it's legal, and I think you should do whatever you want. In fact, I'm gonna put this in gallery view. Look at, like, square number 15, they're flaring up. Square number 14, there's nothing but smoke in that square over there. You know, I mean, I get it. It's all good. Like this guy over here, Bob, that's really blurry and kind of trippy. He might be doing the psychedelics over there. I don't know, but I don't care what you do. It's all good. I'm good, but I'm just concerned about the quality of conversation. If I have a conversation with you sometime when we can actually sit with each other, it would really mean something to me if we could remember what we said to each other. That would be great. I sat around with a bunch of stoners. I listened to them talk all night long. They were sure that Their conversation was deep with meaning. They were wrong, 'cause when you smoke it, it makes you stupid. I thought you knew it, but I was wrong. We're not having a conversation. This is nothing, nothing at all. My friend Harry lit up a fatty to celebrate my brand new job. I watched his brain float out of my window. He left me talking to an empty blob. 'Cause when you smoke it, it makes you stupid. I thought you knew it, but I was wrong. We're not having a conversation. We're doing nothing, nothing at all. So I have to get in character for this part, so I'm gonna droop my eyes a little bit. I'm gonna droop my eyes a lot. Wait a second. I'm gonna slow the song down to stoner speed. Wait a second. It's still too fast. Hang on. There you go. Alright, so we're in the basement. We're in our early 20s. A lot of smoke in the room, and we're having deep thoughts about the world. And Jeremy looks through the haze, and this is what he says. What if our whole life was just a dream, man? What if we're dreaming this right now? I forgot what I was just saying. Let's order pizza. Pizza. Wow. 'Cause when you smoke it, it makes you stupid. I thought you knew it, but I was wrong. We're not having a conversation. This is nothing, nothing at all. It cures glaucoma. It cures insomnia. Some people say that it is a cancer cure, but it does not cure incoherent conversation, that's for sure.
Very good.
Yeah, alright. Alright, sing this one song and then we'll take just a short break if you want. So these shows are always free. If you don't have any money, I love you. I've been without money, more in my life than I have with money. So you do not have to feel pressure to spend any money here. You are always welcome. And I've been saying this right along too. When we go back to playing out in public again, I'm sure that day will come. I want you to know that if you don't have any money, then you call me. We'll figure out how to get you into the show too. I don't want anybody that likes my music to feel uncomfortable because they're out of work or anything like that. But if you're in a good situation and you want to help out the Folk Society in Flint, Michigan, and the Don White Ramen Noodle Fund, then we'll put the screen up here, and there's a Venmo and PayPal. And for those people who are my age, there's a place to mail, like put a stamp on a letter, take a pen with ink in it, and write a check out. I mean, in the United States, it may not get here till January, I'm afraid, but still, it's an option for you all. So I'm going to sing this song for my daughter, who I love a great deal. This was her bedroom when she was a kid, and she has her own kid now. And this is a song that I wrote after we had this huge fight one day, and I wrote it to remind myself, one, that I'm supposed to be the adult in these situations, which, we've been listening to me for a while now. I think we're all in agreement. We're all in agreement that being the adult hasn't been one of my strong points over the years. That should be obvious. But I wrote this song just so that we can remind each other not to say anything too angry to each other during the difficult times, because those things tend to live longer than the difficult times. So it's called Brown Eyes Shine. Do this, take a little break, and thank you for coming out. I yelled, I screamed, I swore, and she slammed her bedroom door. The house was completely still, and in that silent chill, I began to feel and hear the sounds of my own teen years. Didn't I always say my home would not feel this way? Hey kid, can I come in? Hey, can we start again? There's just too much at stake for us to keep on this way. If this family explodes today and the wounded go their own way, when the time comes to heal, will we still all be here? The pain in my mother's eyes the day that her father died was born in her teenage years of wounds that never healed. Your life keeps on calling you. You hear it call, I do too. It gets louder all the time. I know it won't be denied, but there's just a few short years where we will both live here for this precious and fleeting time. Let me see those brown eyes shine. The pain in my mother's eyes the day that her father died was born in her teenage years of wounds that never healed. If we make a deal today to stop making their mistakes, when the time comes to say goodbye, you won't have my mother's eyes for this precious and fleeting time. Let me see those brown eyes shine. There you go.
Thank you, Don. Oh,
It's done.
beautiful.
All right, I'm gonna go splash water on my face. I'll be back in 3 minutes. Thank you all for coming, and we'll see you just in a couple of seconds. This would be just enough time to sort of pass the hat. Thinking of this as passing the hat.
Great gig.
Awesome.
All right, hi. Can you hear me? You just go like this. All right, good deal. So I want to say hi to Superhero Ray. Superhero Ray, can you see me, buddy? There you are, right there. This is one of my heroes right there. He lives in Michigan, and we did a private Zoom concert for him. He's got some health issues, and his kids put it together so that we could go there and hang out with him, and he truly is a superhero. So Superhero Ray, I'm glad that you're here, man, and I'm glad to see that you're doing okay, and the best to your family over there too. All right, so I'm gonna sing this song for my wife. I think I'll just play till about 20-25 past, and then we'll end this thing. But I'm gonna play this and maybe something else for my wife. We've been together since I was 16 years old. Would you believe that? That's pretty weird. And and we still get along pretty good. And the reason we get along is because she's sassy and makes me laugh. And we, like, I'm in the laughing business, I guess, so it's not easy to make me laugh, but she catches me off balance all the time. And so I'm going to play this song, and I'm going to tell you about something that happened today. Today, that's right. This is like, this is not rote material. This will be, I'll let you into like our trip to the coffee shop today. In the in the 18, 19, 25, 35, 42 years that we have been wed, I've wondered if you ever heard a word I said. Till I said, pass that remote control over here, and you told me to blow it out my ear. I love you, you're a sassy brat. You make me mad, you make me laugh. God, please don't cut our time in half. Let me grow old with my sassy brat. When my fans call up and say that I'm great, you tell them that that is a huge mistake. That if they had to live with me, they would understand what a big pain in the ass I am. I love you, you're a sassy brat. You make me mad and you make me laugh. God, please don't cut our time in half. Let me grow old with my sassy brat. There are men that like women who they can dominate, that bring them breakfast in bed and always tell them that they're great. Well, my sassy lady never does that for me, but at least a life with her is definitely not boring. She says, if you want me to believe that you're great, do a couple loads of laundry around here someday. Hey pal, it's only because you're still kinda cute that I haven't already gotten rid of you. I love you, you sassy brat. You make me mad, you make me laugh. God, please don't cut our time in half. Let me grow old with my sassy brat. You say the kids have both gone to the show. How about a little quickie before they come home? And I say, I suppose you think you're really slick, the way that you keep emphasizing little and quick. Not that funny. I'm not that sure I love you, you're a sassy brat. You hurt my big fat ego and you make me mad. Please don't cut our time in half. Let me grow old with my sassy brat. Sassy bratty lady, been hanging around here, driving me crazy. A lot of years. If I could ever afford to see a psychiatrist, I'd ask him, why the hell do I like being treated like this? We were in bed, but we were still awake. You said, I really love you in this life we've made. I said, hey, can I quote you on what you just said? You told me if I did, you'd punch me in the head. I love you, you sassy brat. You make me mad, you make me laugh. God, please don't cut our time in half. Let me grow old with my sassy brat. Hope it's not too much to ask. Let me grow old. With my sassy brat. Okay. go.
It's fine.
For Teresa, there you go. All right, so today we were driving. Like, just think about how well we know each other. At 16 years old, I started dating her. At 17, we took off and hitchhiked through Canada and Alaska and North America for 3 years, right? Lived on the side of the road. You know, raised a family. Now we have grandchildren. Like we have the kind of relationship where, like, they used to say that we could speak to each other telepathically, right? Like we don't argue anymore. I just raise an eyebrow and it's the same argument we've been having for 35 years, and so it just communicates it. It's just like an energy conservation plan, kind of. You know what I mean? Like we don't, like we don't have to actually say the words. We just know it because it's the same one we've been having right along. So we know each other like that, on that level of relationship, right? And I'm crazy about her. I'm just crazy. It's just like she's funny, and young people ask me, people in their 20s, oh, how do you know someone you're dating is gonna turn out to be somebody that you can be with for 40 years and be happy? And I have no idea, but that doesn't stop me from lying to him. Oh, no, it doesn't. I don't tell him anything. I'll say, well, the first thing you need to look for in a potential mate is opposable thumbs. Very important. Because all married couples know the most important ingredient to a long-term relationship is the ability to turn the doorknob and get away from one another once in a while. Very important. But if they push me, I'll say two things. And then I only know this looking back at it, reflectively. I didn't know it at the beginning. I would say, look for somebody who's good under pressure. Because, man, that pays off in the long run. Just think about the pressure that you have in a 40-year marriage, or like my parents, 50 years. People die, there's suicide, there's everything, right? There's all kinds of stuff. If the person that you love is good, then, if they rise to the occasion, man, that's something worth fighting for, because it pays off. If they're not, if you're having a big problem and then the person that you're partnering with is creating another problem because they're falling apart, I don't know. I think for me, I might be able to fall out of love with that. I'm just saying that as a possibility. But the thing I really think now, looking back on it, is, do they make you laugh? If every day has some laughter in it, then that really pays off. It really does. I mean, it's hard to stay angry with somebody if they're cracking you up. It just pays off. So today we're going to coffee. This is our thing. We don't go into coffee shop, of course not. We'd have to be near human beings then. We go through the drive-in with we're in a plastic bubble, and we put our hand out through the plastic bubble and get our coffee, and then wash it down with bleach so that all that. Right? We're going out. Old couple, been together forever, and and this thing happened, and I started laughing so hard, and I thought, I'm going to create a children's book, and her and I are going to be the characters in it. And it's going to be called The Adventures of Grouchy Pants and Small Talker. Small Talker and Grouchy Pants. Okay? So we're driving, and she's like, what happened over here? She points to the street. She goes, it looks like they filled a pothole there. And I said, I don't believe that I'm interested in talking about that. And then I thought to myself, here's the story, boys and girls. When Grouchy Pants and Small Talker go to the coffee shop. Don't be like Grouchy Pants, be like Small Talker. Anyway, I think I've been contained in my house so long that I'm losing my shit. That's what I think is happening. I'm losing it.
Oh my.
All right. Let me just play this one song for you, and we'll call it a night. Thank you for coming, everybody. Let's have a big thank you for Brian Dozer doing the tech tonight.
Hey, Brian.
And for Jim, who been running the venue over there and doing such good work, and Flint, and congratulations, Flint, on your success today. I wish you many more. And so let me do this song for you, and then we'll take another just a couple minute break maybe, and and then if you want to hang around, we'll do we have some special guests, and we'll do a little song circle, and it gives us a chance to chat and create community. That's the problem. One of the problems that we have in this world now is that we don't have community. So the after party is kind of a chance for us to interview and to talk and to just to simulate what we lost. You know, if we were playing at the church tonight, the musicians would have hung around after and played music and hung around and talked. That's part of the pay. That's part of the reward for doing it. So we'll have a little after party and try to simulate that. But I'm grateful to you all for being so good to me through the years and all that. I lost my mother, I lost my father. Well, I really didn't lose them. I know exactly where they both are. It's not like they went for a walk, took a wrong turn and both got lost. It just hurts less to say I lost them than to say they're dead. Betty May is 82. She's having more fun than me and you. All she wants to do is laugh and sing. She's the biggest flirt I ever seen. She still flutters those baby blues like she did when she was 22. So much mischief in those eyes. I never seen someone more alive. More alive, more alive, waiting on the other side of all the sorrow and the trouble in your life. There are so many sad goodbyes in a long and well-lived life. If they don't break you, they can make you more alive. When my mother died, I was so smashed up inside. I was crying like a baby. I thought the pain might kill me. And Betty said, son, you won't believe how many loved ones I buried. My father, sister, my brother, son, my husband, and my mother. And every time I lose a friend, I think I'm never going to laugh again. Lay around and watch bad TV till this feeling comes over me. And then I put some music on. I play my favorite song. I dance around my living room like I did when I was 22. Shake loose of that pain inside on the day when I decide not only will I survive, I'm going to be more alive. More alive, more alive, waiting on the other side of all the sorrow and the trouble in your life. There are so many sad goodbyes in a long and well-lived life. If they don't break you, they can make you more alive. She said, go ahead, feel your pain. Watch bad TV for days. But when you're ready to come out and play, you come see Betty May. And we'll put some music on and play your favorite song. Dance around my living room like we both were 22. guaranteed to, and shake loose of that pain inside on the day when you decide not only will you survive, you're going to be more alive, more alive, more alive, waiting on the other side of all the sorrow and the trouble in your life. There are so many sad goodbyes in a long and well-lived life. If they don't break you, they can make you more alive. There are so many sad goodbyes in a long and well-lived life. If they don't break you in time, they can make you more alive. Okay.
That's so beautiful.
Thank you, Sarah. Thank you, everybody. Here, I'll squeeze this one in and then we'll end it. All right. So I hate to end with something so thoughtful. Here's this one, not so thoughtful. I overheard. Oh, here we'll do this one. I overheard a man complaining how his 401k was not performing quite how he would like it to. As he sipped his double latte and continued to complain, I thought about that day in 1982. We were living in the shack with the outhouse in the back. If I'm not mistaken, you were pregnant too. But we thought it might be funny to count up all of our money and discuss all the investing we could do. We pulled our pockets inside out, pulled the cushions off the couch, stuck our fingers down deep inside. We emptied out the pockets of the jackets in our closet, but not one single penny did we find. I forget the next line. Do the victory dance when life is such a mess we don't know what else to do. We do the victory dance when being penniless became literal to me and you. Where you can jump off of a building, take a bunch of pills, you can walk around in a trance. But if you wake up in the morning on the right side of the lawn, go on and do the victory dance. I got fired from a job I have been working at for 20 years faithfully. Oh dear, oh God, oh my, how will I ever survive without a corporation taking care of me? I was so stressed out for weeks I couldn't eat, couldn't sleep. I didn't think that things would ever turn my way. And then a couple months went by, I began to realize, man, I really hated working at that place. So I started working for myself, improve my mental health, happier than I've ever been before. Oh dear, oh my, oh God, I should have quit that stupid job 19 years ago. I do the victory dance when my life forces me to go out on my own. And then I just declare victory and I march my army home. There are things you can't control, things you'll never know. The things are always left to chance. If you're a clerk or you're a farmer, work from home in your pajamas, go on, do the victory dance. When your life forces you to go out on your own, just declare victory and then march our army home. There are things you can't control, things you'll never know. And things are always left to chance. But if you wake up in the morning on the right side of the lawn, if you're a clerk or you're a farmer, work from home in your pajamas. If your health is getting worse but you can still flirt with the nurse, Superhero Ray. If the world has gone to hell and you cannot buy Purell, if you're stuck in a tiny house with your children and your spouse, what? If they canceled all your shows, you got nowhere to go. Now you're sitting in your room playing concerts on Zoom. What? And you wonder what it means to play songs to a computer screen. And across the street, across the top are little squares. And all your friends are trapped inside of there. And you say to your friends who are trapped in the square, give me a sign, let me know you're all okay in there. Some thumbs up, some thumbs down. Somebody has a sign says, help me. Give me your coordinates. You know, Matt Watrova told me that these are not concerts, they're hostage videos. That was funny. So if you see me blinking my eyes like this, I'm giving you my coordinates in Morse code. Save me. If you lose your money, but you still got your honey. If you lose your honey, but you've still got some money. If you find it hard to cope because your kids are all on dope, don't surrender yet. Try not to forget in this game of life we're in. In this game of life we're in. In this game of life that we are in. If you don't die, you win.
All right, Don. Thank you so much.
A Thursday night in the can. All right. Thank you to everybody. We're going to take just a 2-minute break. If you can afford to contribute, by all means do. We'll be back with the after party with some special guests, and we'll have a little song circle and chat a little bit. We'll be back in just 2 minutes. All right, here we are. The concert's over. I don't have to do any more work. I just get to hang around. That's good. Those of you that are watching on Facebook and YouTube, you're welcome to hang out with us. You can come over here to the Zoom part of this if you want, or you can stay where you are. That's okay too. Glad to have you. Thank you for watching. Be sure and share it as much as you can out there. And so I think that to get our after party started off, I think we should invite Shauna back, our Canadian from Toronto, our first international performer. So how about we give her a nice round of applause and make her feel welcome?
Thanks so much. Great show, Don. Thanks everyone for being here. So yes, I'm in Toronto and I've been here for a number of months now. I've been slowly making my way through recording a new album, which is of course taking a lot longer because of COVID. But I'll play you one of the songs on that new album, and I co-wrote it with my producer Joel Schwartz. And cross your fingers that my internet connection will make it through the whole song. It's cutting in and out a little bit, but this song's called "Hold the Light." Came from a house, worry and fever, no one talking about the wear and tear. Now when you shout, it's a little bit meaner. All of it seems to keep you scared. And I have been there too, and I know the other side. And I can take you through if you hold the light. Hold the light. No reckoning day to settle the score, where every mistake feeds a firing line. You can be safe and you can have more, where love doesn't run dry. And I have been there too, and I know the other side. And I can take you through if you hold the light. Hold the light. Hold the light. Hold the light. Hand me your fist, and I'll read your fortune. My thumb on your wrist, steady and slow. It's hard to exist in a city of orphans, all fighting the force of the undertow. And I have been there too, and I know the other side. And I can take you through if you hold the light. 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 Hold the light.
Beautiful.
Nice.
Woo! Beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank you, Shauna.
Hope you could hear the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it worked good. Shauna, thank you so much. So do you mind hanging around if we go around one more time and play another song for us, and maybe we can chat a little bit at that point?
For sure.
Okay, good. So let's hear it again for Shauna. That was just so awesome.
All right.
All right. So now I'm going to introduce one of our secret guests, and he is a Flint native. Would be born, I think he said born there and lives there now. So we're really thrilled to have him on this show, especially. So let's have a big round of applause for Dan Hall.
Well, thank you so much, and thanks for including me, Don. And this was great to be introduced to Sean as well. So, being from Flint, I thought I would do a Flint song in celebration of our windfall here. Hopefully, it helps a lot of people out during this water crisis that was still affecting people right now. Anyway, this is a tribute to the Coney Island hot dog. I went to Angelo's Coney Island, which is no longer open, unfortunately. And I sat down and ate 5 conies in a single sitting. And went home and I woke up about 3 in the morning completely inspired. So part of this song was written on the commode. And anyway, we did a music video for it with Channel 12 in town later. And so here it is. It's called the Angelo song. On the east side of town, there's a place that I've known where people watch people and sit all alone. The bathrooms aren't pretty and the tables are stained with coffee rings 20 or 30 years old. And it's ho, ho, Angelo's, a couple of conies with onions to go, where the chili's so hot it sets fire to your soul, then makes you repent the next morning. It was 1942, give or take one, when Angelo stepped from the boat and settled right here in this factory town to build him a legend that's world renowned. And it's ho, ho, Angelo's, a couple of conies with onions to go, where the chili's so hot it sets fire to your soul, then makes you repent the next morning. Now the coffee is hot, but our waitress is not. She spilled all our food on the floor. Ah, but Angelo grins as he waggles her chin and yells to the cook to make more. And it's ho, ho, Angelo's, a couple of conies with onions to go, where the chili's so hot it sets fire to your soul, and then makes you repent the next morning. Now the tiger's lost bad, and the wife, she's so mad, no supper will she make for me. So it's off into town to woof 3 or 4 down, then at night pay her back silently. And it's ho, ho, Angelo, 2 up with French fries and gravy to go, where the chili's so hot it sets fire to your soul, and then makes you repent the next morning. And it's any old time, day or night, you can find at least 20 or 30 or more eating breakfast for lunch or a 2 a.m. brunch, and smile as they walk out the door. And it's ho, ho, Angelo's, a couple of conies with onions to go, where the chili's so hot it sets fire to your soul, and then makes you repent the next morning. Everybody. Amen. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thanks, Dan.
Thank you, Flint.
Thank you, Dan. That was great, man. So, Dan, you'll hang around if we go around one more time and do another tune, and then we can talk a little bit about Flint and what, your life there and all that?
I'd love to.
Okay, great. So, thank you very much. Let's hear it again for Dan. Nice job. All right, so now this is kind of like my Michigan thing. For a while, the only place I ever played was New England, and then all of a sudden I got started playing in Michigan for some reason. I started getting airplay there, so I had two states that would accept me, Massachusetts and Michigan. So I decided I would go after Montana. I just figured the M states like me. But anyway, here's my friend from Michigan. It's somebody that I love a lot. He's cleverly disguised as Al Kaline, but we know him as Matt Watroba. So big welcome, Matt Watroba.
Yo! Woohoo!
Where are you,
Hey
Matt?
everybody, how's it going?
Good.
Hey, Matt.
That sounded great, Dan. I think I had a few of those late night conies myself at Angelo's.
Yes, sir.
Oh, I love Flint. I miss it. It's when
We miss you.
I grew up playing the bars in Flint. I played Doobies and Hat's Pub and all those
Yeah.
great places that have been torn down, of course, since. But played it right in the middle of the '80s. Right when everything was going just down the tubes. But the people, the spirit of that town, is just amazing. So Jim and everybody over at the Flint Folklore Society, miss you guys. Maybe we'll do a little concert together in December. Well, I decided to play this little song after watching a bunch of the Democratic National Convention on TV. Back in 2017, I wrote this song when I realized that in 2016, half of my Facebook friends unfriended the other half of my Facebook friends. And I thought that we needed a song for that. And this is the one I came up with. Could you love me if I don't look like you? Is it deeper? Is it stronger? Something hidden, something true. If I stare a little longer, will I see myself in you? Could you love me if I don't look like you? Could you love me if I don't think like you? Is it deeper? Is it stronger? Something hidden, something true. If I stare a little longer, will I see myself in you? Could you love me if I don't think like you? This life's a burning candle, and it would be a shame if we ignored the difference between the smoke and the flame. Could you love me if I don't pray like you? Is it deeper? Is it stronger? Something hidden, something true. If I stare a little longer, will I see myself in you? Could you love me if I don't pray like you? This moment is a miracle, so why not find a way to be here and be grateful that we share another day? Could you love me if I don't love like you? Is it deeper? Is it stronger? Something hidden, something true. If I stare a little longer, will I find myself in you? Could you love me if I am not like you?
Oh, thank you, Matt.
Beautiful.
So beautiful. Thank
Lovely.
you.
Mm,
Oh, I love that song.
thank you.
Matt, after that song, I just have to feel like saying, I love you.
Back at you, my brother.
Mm,
Yeah, so Matt, we'll go around one more time and you'll hang around and we'll talk a little bit about things that you've got coming up and all that.
Absolutely. And I might even have another special guest with me.
Oh, good, good. Well, that's one thing I like about this. So before we go around one time, I'm gonna pull someone out of the audience. We got a celebrity here. Well, somebody who certainly knows his way around Flint, Michigan. So David Tamulevich, are you with us here today? Would you like to play a song for us? What do you think, David?
I believe so, Don.
Okay, well there he is, David Tamulevich, pulled out of the crowd anonymously. Just secret.
Well, thank you. And here's Libby Fleshman.
Oh, so Mustard's Retreat is hey, look at this, a big special deal, right? Look at that. Yeah. If you there you go.
Didn't your last name just change, darling?
Yeah.
I'm honeymooning.
Wait, turn it to this, true to the side. See, she's got a tiara.
Nice, congratulations. What a treat. You never know what'll happen at the after party. Maybe Mustard's Retreat will play. While they're, yeah. Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
Hi, Clint. I miss you.
Heard that screen door slam, heard that gravel grind, heard that voice inside my head saying it really is the end this time. So I gathered what I needed. It didn't take me long. It's easy once you've crossed that line, and the only place to be is gone. And I thought I'd find us somewhere that had never known your eyes. But tomorrow where you smile had never filled the empty skies. A place that held no echoes, and a space that held no tears, where time would not stand still the way it did when you were near. Still I find I'm driving down this road to nowhere. Nowhere's every town that I've been through. In my heart I know I'll never find that somewhere, 'cause every road I'm on leads back to you. I went looking for some answers with the passions of my youth, but I didn't find much till I started looking for the truth. There among the scars and ashes was a path that headed home, and the knowledge that you were the greatest gift I'd ever known. Now I hear you moved to Michigan, to a town outside Marquette, where the pace of life is saner, far from history and regret. Please forgive me this intrusion. There's so much that still rings true. But if you'll take the chance, I'll make the trip just to talk with you. Still I find I'm driving down this road to nowhere. Nowhere's every town that I've been through. In my heart I know I'll never find that somewhere. Every road I'm on leads back to you. Still I find I'm driving down this road to nowhere. Nowhere's every town that I've been through. In my heart I know I'll never find that somewhere, 'cause every road I'm on leads back to you. Every road I'm on leads back to you.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, guys.
What a treat.
That was amazing.
That was
Thank you.
great.
Oh,
Thank you so much. David, do you got anything coming up? Or you guys that you want to just mention? Or?
Oh, we've got a show this Sunday. Sunday at 5 o'clock. We're doing with Godfrey Daniels, which is the famous coffee house in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. So look up Mustard Retreat on Facebook. 5 o'clock Sunday. We've got a couple of special guests. I guess we can mention them. Dave Fry, who runs the place. Catherine Rondeau, who's a great up-and-coming singer. And John Gorka is going to be a special
wow.
guest.
Gorka. Serious
So-
business.
So,
Brian, if you can you just pop that into the chat so people can get it? It's Godfrey Daniels, 5 o'clock. What day is it, David? Sunday?
Sunday, 5 o'clock.
All right, let's hear it again from Mustard's Retreat. What a treat! All right. So, Shauna, let's talk for a minute. There's nobody gonna. It's just you and I here. Nobody will listen.
Okay.
Yeah. So, where were you born? Not in Toronto. Sounds like you moved there.
I was born in Ottawa, Ontario. Have you been there before?
I have not been to Ottawa. No. And that's where you were born, and now you're living in Toronto.
Yeah, I moved to Toronto initially to go to university many years ago, and then I just haven't left yet.
Who would you? I like your style a lot. It's blended beautifully between your voice and your playing. Do you? Who do you think of as an influence for you? Can you somebody you can tip your hat to here that we can go research a little, or?
There's a lot of really great fingerstyle guitar players who are also singer-songwriters who I love. There's a guy in Canada named Stephen Fearing, Stephen. Stephen Fearing is a really good one. But I love other just amazing lyricists. There's a woman named Rose Cousins in Canada. She spent some time actually in Boston for a while.
Yep, I know Rose. Yeah, sure, yeah.
Rose is a great one. There's a woman from the East Coast in Canada named Amelia Curran, who I love for her poetry and just the way that she uses words in her songs.
That's great. There's 3 people that we can all look up and try to support as well. So, do you have any concerts coming up or anything that we can promote for you, or?
I don't have any at the moment. I don't have any live concerts, that's for sure. Unfortunately, those are all gone for now. I've had been doing a bunch of live streams online. I've been doing a few a month, but this was the last one that I had on the books at the moment. But they tend to come. So if you follow me, if you go to my website, there's a little box to sign up to my mailing list. So if people want to know where I'm going to be next, sign the mailing list or go and like me on Facebook. And then the next time I do something live, you'll find out. I'm sure I will.
Thank you for being here with us. You really brought some fantastic energy to the place. I really appreciate it. And your information, that information on how to reach her is in the chat. And so will you play another song for us, please?
Sure. That was a really beautiful, joyful song, by the way, Mustard's Retreat. And I'm going to maybe piggyback on Matt's song a little bit. I really wish all of you folks in the United States well with your election coming up. Please make sure it happens and everybody can vote in it. Here in Canada, we have a prime minister who's embroiled in this conflict of interest scandal, and so he has prorogued Parliament in the middle of a pandemic. So, we got things going on here as well. But I did see Kamala get up this week. We have Kamala Harris now, which is pretty exciting, and I really feel for her because it's hard to be a woman politician, and I can't imagine just all of the messages that she gets and how hard it must be to deal with that. But she is strong, and I hope that you guys get something really great in November. Yeah. So this is for you. Keep calling. For the sisters who are stolen and missing person files, the stories unreported that never go to trial, for the names that are ignored by a country in denial. We are louder than them. For the daughters who have disappeared when they stood to disobey, when life that's lived in freedom is a threat to some old way. The sentence is cut short, and there is so much more to say. We are louder. We are louder than them. And we will not be silent. We will not be shamed. And we will not sit still and bend our will in honor's name. We don't come for permission. There are no warning shots. We are the voices that call out for those who cannot. Neighbors warned, don't walk alone down streets we thought we knew. And suddenly we're reckless, and the consequences due to the men who just can't help themselves, and then wave them through. We are louder. We are louder than them. To the officer who looked at her and said she was to blame, the woman charged in self-defense when the judge denied her claim. The history that haunts us and the fear that never goes away. We are louder. We are louder than them. And we be silent. We will and bend our will in honor's name. Don't come for permission. There are no warning shots. We are the voices that call out for those who cannot. There are no isolated incidents. We are not isolated innocents. It's more than just coincidence. We're louder. And it's urgency that drives us, and mercy that survives us. It's her and him and I and us, and we're louder. And we are louder than them. We are louder. We are louder than them. So let's choose change to counter danger. Love the company we keep, and rise to those who challenge us, dare to call us weak. When equality has fallen from the language that they speak, we are louder. We are louder than them. And we are the voices that call out for those who cannot. We are the voices that call out for those who cannot. We are the voices that call out for those who cannot.
Woo! That was great, Shauna. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me here tonight.
Oh,
Thank you so much. That was great. You know, anytime that you're got something coming up, just pop by on a Thursday. Even if we are filled up, you know, I'll pull you out of the crowd and you can play a song and let people know what you're doing. Let's hear it again for Shauna, please. Thank you, representing Canada. You know, every time you went to say something that the government didn't like, your video got a little wobbly. I think that was a coincidence. Thanks a lot, Shauna. That was great. All right, Dan Hall from Flint, Michigan. How you doing, buddy? Where are you?
There I am.
There you are.
There I am.
So, Dan, you were raised in Flint, were you?
Yes, I grew up right here in Flint, and then later moved around the state a little bit, had a few jobs. I worked for the Catholic Church for a number of years and had a few different jobs around the state. But now I'm finished with that. Well, I'm not really finished, but I'm sort of finished enough to live here back in Flint. So we finally bought a house after our travels, and we bought one here in my hometown.
Well, I'm glad to know you, and I'm glad that your
You
town
too.
is moving a little bit, moving in the right direction. Would you say that things are inching their way better now, or?
Yes, in Flint, except a lot of the establishments in downtown are taking a bit of a hit right now
Yeah.
during this time. But we're all trying to support the places that have been around the longest, and every place if we can.
I believe that America
Wow.
will have faith.
Woohoo!
All right, good deal.
I heard that.
Yeah. All right. So, I appreciate you being here a lot. What about you? Who were you listening to before you started hitting the stage?
Uh, John Denver. I was a big John Denver fan
Oh,
growing up.
great.
I get access, and Matt Trouble was too. I know. He used to say he's the songwriter that most songwriters don't want to admit that they dug when they were when they were growing up. That's a Matt Trouble quote, sort of paraphrased. But Guy Clark, I liked Janice Ian,
Mhm.
um, Jimmy Webb a lot.
Great.
Of course, James Taylor and all that.
Well,
Stan Rogers from Canada as well was a
oh
big
man.
influence. I read a lot of shipwreck songs, and so Stan was kind of an influence in that style.
Yeah, I got to play at Stanfest one time up in Cancel, Canada. Man, that
Wow.
was great. I got to, hang out with his brother and all that, Garnet.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. All right. Well, will you play a tune for us?
Yeah, I was gonna do another Flintstone. I'm gonna do one that uh, since 1989 I've been going into elementary schools and writing songs with kids, and each classroom writes part of what becomes one song per grade. And I've written about 500 or 600 songs in the last 30 years. And this is one of them with fifth graders up in northern Michigan at Lakeland Elementary in Elk Rapids, Michigan. They had a pond that was donated to them behind their school, and so they started to tend to it and turn it into a learning station. And so the next step was to bring me in and help them write this song. So, in our pond, Mr. Muskrat drags a cattail one by one across the water to build his home. Hawks are circling in the sky. Bullfrogs lunch on dragonflies. There's a time to live and die in our pond. In our pond we see hope for tomorrow. We can learn from the wild things of life to live in harmony with nature and each other. These are reasons we believe in our pond. Now in our pond, dandelions grow like children. And Farmer Dean plants corn in the field next door. Red-winged blackbirds start to sing. It sounds like Mill Creek in the spring. Yes, there's room for everything in our pond. In our pond we see hope for tomorrow. We can learn from the wild things of life to live in harmony with nature and each other. These are reasons we believe in our pond. In our pond, a great blue heron standing still waits for minnows to swim by, gonna eat his fill. Salamanders live in logs, trading insects with the frogs. Crickets singing nighttime songs in our pond. In our pond we see hope for tomorrow. We can learn from the wild things of life to live in harmony with nature and each other. These are reasons we believe in our pond. These are reasons we believe in our pond.
Oh, Dan, that's awesome.
Thanks.
Oh my gosh.
Aww.
That was really
That is
nicely
cool.
done, Dan. You
Thanks,
know,
guys.
I bet those fifth graders were really proud, man.
Oh.
Yeah, they're all out of college and married with their own kids now.
Still singing that song, I'm sure.
I'm not sharing any of it with them. Just all of it.
That was really what a nice vibe to put into this gathering here. Let's hear it again for Dan Hall. Nice.
Woo! Thank you, Dan.
Cheers. Thanks, everyone.
Yeah.
Good to hear everybody.
All right, Matt Watroba, where are you, my friend? Let's talk a little bit.
I just wonder, does Dan send those guys royalty checks every time he sings that song?
Right.
Yeah, I send him half of whatever I get for sure.
Right. So Matt, what's new?
Hi, Kim.
You and Robert. Hi, Kim. You want to introduce your girlfriend there, or?
I hope my girlfriend's not here. Kim's here. Hey, everybody. This is my wife, Kim. A lot of you know her already.
Hi, Kim. Matt, do you have something coming up with Robert sometime soon? Want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, I don't have the exact details, but if you go to my website, mattwatroba.net, on the September 4th, we're going to be doing a concert for some great folks out in Baltimore. Maybe David Temulevich can tell them more. I don't know if he's right there. And then I'll be doing something for Flint in December. I'm really excited too, Don, about this little video series that I've started to do on my website as well. So if you go there, it's called Trust the Song, My Life in Folk Music, 3 tunes at a time. And basically, you're talking about influences. I'm just kind of playing 3 songs, talking about them, and putting up a bunch of pictures and stuff, and talking about where I started this music and what it's meant to me. And I'm hoping I can do this forever. I've got about 3,000 songs that I could do. So.
Oh, good. We'll check that out for sure with you. So, what the co-bills that he does with Robert Jones, who's like, maybe was he the last official, really true blues guy that there is in the world? I don't know, but he's really something from Detroit, Reverend Jones, and so.
We just played our first live concert in front of people in Albion, Michigan on Sunday, and oh, it was so good to see him. It was so good to be on stage with him again, and people were scattered over this big, huge field, and just to play for people again was just wonderful.
I keep saying that I'll never take an audience for granted again.
Right.
Right on.
Never. Like, not even if there's 5 of them, which many times there has only been 5 of them. I will never take them for granted again after this. I will love every minute of it. All right, Matt. Well, let's see. Why don't you play something for us and see what you got?
You inspired me by talking about your lovely relationship with your wife over the last, is it 42 years?
Yeah.
Kim and I just celebrated our 34th anniversary last Sunday.
Woo!
Congratulations.
Yeah, we met when we were in our teens as well, which is pretty amazing, really. So I thought maybe Kim and I would sing a love song for you all, if that'd be okay.
Sure.
You ready?
Yeah, go ahead.
Darling, you can count on me till the sun dries up the sea. Until then, I'll always be devoted to you. am sublime. Yes, by now you know that I'm devoted to you. I'll never hurt you, I'll never lie, I'll never be untrue. I'll never give you reason to cry. I'd be unhappy if you were blue. Through the years our love will grow. Like a river it will flow. It can't die because I'm so devoted to you. I'll never hurt you, I'll never lie, I'll never be untrue. I'll never give you reason to cry. I'd be unhappy if you were blue. Through the years our love will grow. Like a river it will flow. It can't die because I'm so devoted to you. Devoted to you.
Yeah.
Cool.
Nice.
Oh, Matt, that's so beautiful. Thank you.
You know, I have to say that these after party things mean a lot to me. You know, they really do. Just like this is what we would do at a venue. We would hang around after. We would play and sing. So we can't be together, but this stimulates the part of my brain that needs this. Do you know what I mean? I'm kind of tricking my brain into thinking that we're all together, but I feel really good right now. I feel like we're all together and we're doing the best we can. So one more time for Matt Wittrover and Kim.
All right.
And Dawn, you make this all come so true every single Thursday night.
Well, thank you.
Thank you
I appreciate you. I appreciate everybody. I love you all. And, we're just doing this there's no money in it really. I mean,
Right.
have to buy some groceries and all that, but it's a chance to just feel human again and feel with people and to remember what we're about. And so, made my executive decision on how the rest of this is going to go. I'm going to ask David and Libby to do another tune. Then I'm going to play a cover song for Flint, Michigan. I just thought of it just now. So David and Libby, would you be so kind as to play one more for us, please?
You guys just popped up.
I know you hate to play music, but if you don't mind, would you just...
The newlyweds are making out under the screen.
He's come here.
All right.
Hurry,
So,
there he is.
Stick your hair.
Here he comes.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, Mike.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody. It's lovely.
You're a lucky man.
Oh, thank you so much.
it was a dirty job, but somebody had to marry me. Yeah. So
Now get the hell off my stage.
Trying to be on my best behavior here.
Oh, all right. So,
Well, this is Flint after all. This is a beloved David song. Most of you know it. So, you know what it can do for you when you sing along.
Cut your mics off if you're going to sing along, just so, please.
so I wrote this after the 2004 presidential selection, not feeling too good about it. And I was thinking there's got to be something more than this. There's got to be some common ground beyond religion, beyond politics, and this is a song I came up with. Just heard from someone from St. Ignace today who's moved down to Arizona and wants to use this in their church.
Rock on.
Ours is a simple faith. Life is a short embrace. Heaven is in this place. Every day, hope is the ground we till. Make each day what you will. Thankful for dreams fulfilled. Every day. No room in this heart for fear. No judgment day drawing near. Trust that inner voice you hear every day. Life's not a goal or race. It's about heart and faith and living a life of grace every day. Ours is a simple faith. Life is a short embrace. Heaven is in this place every day. Hope is the ground we till. Make each day what you will. Thankful for dreams fulfilled every day. Trust is an open hand, making an honest stand, rooted here in the land every day. Live in the mystery, seeking the harmony here between you and me every day. Ours is a simple faith. Life is a short embrace. Heaven is in this place every day. Hope is the ground we till. Make each day what you will. Thankful for dreams fulfilled every day. Ours is a simple faith. Life is a short embrace. Heaven is in this place every day. Hope is the ground we till. Make each day what you will. Thankful for dreams fulfilled every day.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Thank you, Flint. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. And you know, we should say, for you guys in Flint, East Village Magazine, a very long, respected publication in Flint, has just done a thing for vote, get out the vote. And there are all these pictures of like 130 people that were taken at the Flint Farmers Market. A guy from Flint who's the director of, I think, the National Symphony in Mexico, did a version of
Star Spangled Banner.
Star Spangled Banner, and then America the Beautiful, somebody else from Flint did. And it's an incredible video. Look up East Village Magazine.
Faces of Flint.
On Flint. And I was, again, I was so honored that they used Simple Faith to...
Along with the Star Spangled Banner and America the Beautiful. That's pretty good company for your song.
I think I can safely die now.
Oh, no, don't do that. No.
Don't do that.
Thank you, Don.
You're welcome, and all the best to you. Thanks for bringing just absolutely beautiful energy to this. Another good good Thursday night.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Night Thursday.
So we're here every Thursday. Next week we're going to be working with an organization in Massachusetts called the Rose Garden Coffee House, and then on Monday, I do some Mondays. It's going to be a storytelling festival. So I'll do my regular show, but probably lean a little more on storytelling. In the after party, I'm going to try to get several of the people who were booked to play at the festival that had to be canceled in Kentucky. So if you like the telling of stories, I know my friends from Nebraska will be interested in that because they run their own storytelling festival. So that's Monday. You can go to donwhite.net to figure all that out. I'm going to end this thing. I just was thinking about this. I have a place in my heart. Well, first of all, I grew up in a town where there's a lot of bullies. You know, like I grew up, you know, it's just like one of those places. So I have a visceral disdain for people who have power, picking on people who don't have power. So I'm on the side of Flint, Michigan, and I feel strongly about that sort of thing. That you know, if you're the person without the power, I'm on your side. If the people with the power or the muscle or the brawn or the whatever are using it to hold you down or to hurt you, I never got over it from being a kid, from being pushed around. And everyone in my family is that way too. If you're that way and we're around, you're in trouble. You know, like my family is just not going to tolerate it. So best of luck to Flint, Michigan. I'm so glad that you finally got your first settlement, and as I understand it, that there's more coming for you. It doesn't bring back the people who got lead poisoning and all that stuff there, but I'm happy that it's moving in your direction, and I'm on your side. Anything I can do for you, fundraise, whatever, just reach out to me. So here's a cover by Van Morrison. Half a mile from the county fair and the rain came pouring down. Me and Willie standing there with a silver half a crown. And we took our fishing rods and our tackle on our backs. We just stood there getting wet with our backs against the fence. Oh, the water, oh, the water, oh, the water, hope it don't rain all day. Well, the rain lit up and the sun came up and we were getting dry. So glad that a pickup truck nearly passed us by. Jump right in and the driver grinned and he took us up the road. Saw the swim and we jumped right in, not to mention fishing poles. Oh, the water, oh, the water, oh, the water, let it run all over me. Stone me into my soul. Stone me just like going home. It stoned me. On the way back home, we sang our song and our throats were getting dry. Saw the man from across the road with the sunshine in his eye. Lived all alone in this old little home with a great big gallon jar. There were bottles to one for me and you, and he said, kids, there you are. Oh, the water, oh, the water, oh, the water. I get it myself from a mountain stream. Stone me into my soul. Stone me just like going home. It stoned me, and it stoned me into my soul. Stone me just like going home. right.
Oh,
Beautiful, man.
Don, what a great
Good choice.
We'll
Good
flip.
choice.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Thanks, everybody in Flint, Michigan. Thanks, Folk Music Society. Thank you, Shauna. Thank you, Dan. Thank you, Matt. Kim. Thank you, Dave.
Mustard.
If you see Chris Chandler telling me he left too early, I was going to drag him in, but he left too early, so we'll have to get him next time. All right, everybody. Take care of yourselves, and thank you so much. As we know from these things here, if I end it, because I'm the person who started the meeting, the screen just goes blank, and all this warm and fuzzy feeling